So today I'm going to be unboxing and giving a review on this Senix 4-cycle gasoline leaf blower. This leaf blower was provided to me by Senix for review. This is not a paid advertisement by any means. I'm going to unbox this machine, show you everything that you get in the box, how to assemble the unit, and we'll give it a review. Let's get it started up for the very first time. So just got the tape cut here so it's easier to open the box on camera. The first thing we're going to see here is going to be the engine and blower assembly itself. This is the very first thing in the box. Here we have our scrunch, our torque screwdriver. This was also included with the grass trimmer, and our bottle of an oil measurement, which was also included with the gasoline powered trimmer. So we'll set those aside. In this front portion of the box, I'm guessing is where the tubing is going to be. Oh. And out came the first portion of the tubing. I'll set that down with the machine. And here's the second portion. This is just a straight through design, which is good because you don't get any flow restriction, which means you'll have a lot of CFM. The problem with having a nozzle style end is it restricts the amount of CFM that's coming out of the blower, but it increases the miles per hour rating. When you're blowing leaves, you don't really need a really high speed. What you need is a lot of air moving, which helps actually move the leaves. The first thing we're going to do here is get the blower here attached, which you want the logo to be in a position like so, and this is just going to line up like that and lock into place. Now we can take our other tubing here, and this one doesn't matter quite as much. We'll just lock that in place just like so, and now our blower hose is assembled. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys how to put oil in the engine. This engine requires 10W30 oil, and it had a little information sticker package, whatever here, which was attached to the oil cap. So we're going to take the oil cap off. Now they say that this bottle is also a funnel, but I like to use my own small little funnel. I just got this at a surplus store, and we're going to fill it up with 60 milliliters, which is shown here on the bottle, of 10W30 oil. So we're just going to take our cap off the bottle here, and we're going to pour the oil into the engine. So we're just letting the oil migrate into the engine here. This has a very small opening on the funnel. With the pre-measured amount of oil, you can do something like this to aid in getting the oil in, because you know exactly how much oil that you need, because you have the bottle, which gives you your precise measurement. So you're just going to want to reinstall the cap like so. Be careful not to cross thread it. There is an O-ring here which seals the cap, so it's just going to want to tighten on just like that. Alright, so I'm just going to set my owner's manual and the tools to the side now. You don't really need them in the setup of this machine. Unlike the trimmer had a few shields and whatnot and handle that you actually had to install. This was relatively toolless. You just had to twist on your tubes, put in your oil, and now we're going to fuel it up with some gasoline. Now you don't have to use premixed fuel because your oil is already in the crankcase of the engine. This is a 4-cycle engine. Alright, so I'm just going to put some fuel in the machine here. So the gas cap has a attachment here, so you can't lose the fuel cap, which is nice, which is something that I always like to see on small engine equipment like this. So just fuel up the tank. The tank isn't very large, so it's not going to use a lot of fuel. That's relatively full there. So just tighten up the cap. So we'll get the machine primed here. Just push the primer bulb until some fuel starts coming into it. Now if you notice the choke here, if you want to come to the side of the machine, the choke position is here. There's also your starting instructions on the back of the air filter here, and this is a toolless access to the air filter and the venturi, the carburetor. You can see there's a mechanism here for your choke. Now that is in the choked position. To get your choke to come back off, all you do is squeeze your throttle trigger. I like the design here. It's really well engineered actually, and it just fits together nicely. So we'll close that back up. Alright, so I'll just give the machine one last prime here for good luck, and we'll get it started up for the very first time here. Wow, it started first full. Let it idle for a little bit with the choke on. And we'll just let the engine idle for a bit to break in. So a few things that I've noted about this leaf blower so far. I've only had it running for not too long. It hasn't even made it through its first tank of fuel. But some things that I'd like to note that I would have liked them to add. The throttle trigger here. There's no cruise control or rotational control switch to keep the throttle at a fixed speed. That would be a nice feature to have, and it would help out a lot. Just because after a while, if you're doing a large property or multiple yards or just clearing off your sidewalk or whatever, it'd be nice to be able to have it at a fixed speed and maybe grab the handle back here rather than always having to keep your hand up at the front here. Again, with the switch, as I've said in the past with their trimmers, I would have liked a switch that has an auto stopping feature, meaning that you have to only press the stop button once and it'll kill the engine, and then once the engine actually reaches 0 RPM, the switch will reset back to the on position. That would have been a nice safety feature. Overall, the build quality of this machine is pretty good. I like how the engine is not touching the ground by any means. It has this stand here which holds the whole engine, gas tank, and everything like that up and away from the ground. The construction, like the plastics that they use, are nice. I really like the aesthetics again. That's something that I really like with this company. We have a nice blue engine shield, blue fan shroud. It's got a black tube, and we have our Senix sticker here, which also incorporates the color coordination here. So we got the black fan shroud, blue sticker, green logo. It is really nice the way that they put these machines together, and even like the choke design. On the trimmer, the choke is a push-in choke. On this, it's a rotational control. Now, there's actually a lot of a different design that they could have used, which would have been a lot simpler than a little gear set in there, but I like that. I like how it's somewhat over-engineered. That's something that I like in a machine. But going back to the aesthetics again, so we have the black crankshaft cover here, the green pull start handle, green oil cap. It's really nicely put together, and the machine is appealing to the eye. It really catches your eye. To me, if I seen somebody using this and I hadn't known about Senix, I'd want to know more about the machine and ask them what type of machine it is, because it's not too often that you see a blue piece of machinery. Most companies, they either use orange, white, red, maybe green sometimes, but you never really see too many blue pieces of power equipment. So we'll get the machine started back up here, and I just have a small cut piece of wood here that I'm going to be testing to see how powerful the machine is, to see the approximate distance that this piece of wood can travel. I'm also going to get just do a little trimming here around this area, and I'm going to throw some lawn trimmings on the concrete here to simulate what you would have to do when you're leaf blowing around your property after you've cut your lawn. So we'll go ahead with these tests. So I've now got some lawn clippings here on the concrete, which is somewhat of a simulative test of when you actually trim around your property, sidewalk, whatever. And we'll see how easily this machine can get rid of all of these grass clippings. We'll start it up here and we'll see what happens. So my overall verdict on this machine, personally, would I buy one? Yes, I would. The machine seems like it's fairly well built. It runs good. The door here is actually openable so that you can clean out any debris that may get in there, or any dust or anything like that. I like how it has an open design on the end of the blower tube here, so there's no restriction, which gives you a lot of CFM. The engine itself is very quiet. You don't have a lot of noise. It's 4 cycles, so you don't need to mix your fuel and oil, which is very convenient for most homeowners. The fuel tank, again, could be a little bit larger, but it doesn't seem to consume fuel quite as fast as the trimmer does. Now, the throttle, I would like to see a rotational control added for cruise control, which would be nice. The machine itself doesn't vibrate a lot. It doesn't really cause you very much fatigue at all when using it. You won't really notice any vibrations or anything like that. It's very easy to start, and it runs really well. The throttle is very responsive, and it has a nice high RPM. And it does burn very cleanly. You don't have any smoke from the machine. No really harsh pollutants that are going to bother you while using this machine. I'd recommend this leaf blower to any homeowner looking to buy a 4-cycle piece of equipment. Someone who's looking to buy something that you're not going to need to mix oil and gasoline to run the machine. You will need to purchase your own oil, which once again would be something that would be nice if Senix actually did decide to include you with some oil. But then again, it might be something to do with shipping. I'm not sure why they're reasoning for them not providing you with oil. You're going to want to use a premium blend fuel for this machine. You're not going to want to use anything with a higher than 5% ethanol. On the container here, it says that you're allowed to use up to E10, which is 10% ethanol. I personally run all of my small engines, including my vehicle, on premium fuel, which does not include any ethanol at all. I'm not really quite fond of ethanol. It absorbs moisture and can cause a lot of problems for your carburetor. So overall, I would give this machine a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The only reason why I would say is it's 0.5 off from 5 is I would just like a few small modifications to the machine, which I've stated in the video. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to check it out. Be sure to like and comment and subscribe if you haven't. I always like the comments. I will respond to you. So thanks for watching. See you guys later. This was another video by Pimpin' Pens. Take it easy, guys.